What's up, math scholars and math haters? This is Mr. W. Today we're going to tackle question 5 of the 5th grade math questions that North Carolina released this past school year. The question tells us that a school painted half of a wall in its gym with 3 colors. Each color takes up the same amount of space on the wall. What fraction of the wall does each color occupy? So to do a problem like this and to do it really well, we need to translate problems and know what we're looking for, what keywords to use and all that. And also, we're going to end up dividing a fraction by a whole number. This is going to be kind of tricky, but we'll make it through. Alright, so I want to start by highlighting this word each. Now, like I always say with a problem like this, if we see the word each, or every, or per, that tells us that we're going to have to multiply as part of our problem-solving process for this question. So I know that if I see each, I'm going to multiply, and I know that what I'm going to multiply is I'm going to multiply every color by the amount of space it takes up, and I'm going to get the total space. So now that I have a multiplication sentence with words that I got from the problem, I'm going to plug in some of the numbers that I know. I know that there are 3 colors. It's asking what fraction of the wall does each color occupy, so I don't know how much space each color takes up, so that's going to be my unknown number. And then the total, since it asks what fraction of the wall, and it starts by saying the school painted half of the wall, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is 1/2, and let me actually write that the way the problem does. There we go. So 3 times some number equals 1/2. At this point, if you've seen my other videos, you can guess what I'm going to do. I'm going to break out my fact families, and I'm going to say that if I know that 3 times some number equals 1/2, then 1/2 divided by 3 is going to get me that same number that I don't know. Now at this point, this looks a lot like some other problems that we've done, but we have a fraction now. So I need to turn this into a fraction, 3 over 1, and I'm going to need to use my keep, change, flip trick. Y'all might have learned this in your math classes. I sincerely hope you did, because it's a really good trick to keep in mind, unless you get really hungry when you think about Kentucky Fried Chicken, because that's what this kind of reminds me of. But anyway, the K stands for keep. Let me write this over here. For my keep, that means that my 1/2 fraction I'm going to keep like it is. 1/2 stays 1/2. For change, this means that I'm going to change my dividing sign into a multiplying sign. So now this is 1/2 times something. And specifically, what are we going to multiply? Well, that's where the flip part comes in. Because I'm going to take 3 over 1 and I'm going to flip it to 1/3. So 1/2 times 1/3 is what I end up with now. And now I can just use my multiplying trick where I multiply numerators and denominators. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. So I end up with an answer of 1/6. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and check it just to be sure. And I'm going to make sure that if I plug that back into this original equation, that 3 times 1/6, and I have a question mark here because I'm testing this, would still get me 1/2. Let me separate that. 3, I'm going to turn into 3 over 1, once again, and I'm going to multiply numerators. 3 times 1 is 3. I'm going to multiply denominators. 1 times 6 is 6. And now, if I simplify this fraction, I can see that 3 goes into both of these. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, that's good. That's really good that we went ahead and checked that. And let me actually move that so that we can see that we got 1/2, which means that our original answer of 1/6 works. Now, remember, I know this could be a little confusing because I went ahead and did some work after I got the answer, but the point of checking is that we actually put 1/6 back into the original equation and make sure it works. I circled and checked this because it works, and I know that 1/6 is the correct answer.